Welcome in, everybody. Pigskin on 10. It's week 5 of the high school football season. Amarillo Globe News sports editor Lance Lohnert. I'm Jacob Albrocht, and we'll take you through some of our headliner games in a week where we're seeing a lot of bye weeks for teams to get ready to get into district play, Lance.
Yeah, because of 0 week, Jacob, 10, 12 years ago when it came in, the bye weeks are here now, and they've learned how to handle them much better than they did before. Ideally, they want them right before district.
One of the teams that took an early bye was Palo, Duro, and they took it right before the friendship game, and they almost pulled the mega upset last week. They had a halftime lead, lost by, I think, 3 points. That was a tough loss. Now, though, they have to play another game before they begin district next week, and that comes against Borger. And Borger, they did this last year. They played that brutal pre-district schedule, and they looked great in district play. Palo Duro maybe without some of their key offensive players here, but you still probably lean and say the Dons are the favorite.
Well, know this about the Dons, Jacob. All of their games have been decided by 3 points or less. Can you imagine that? They have not had a breather for their 4 games. They woke up everybody in the district with the loss to Friendship. Kendrick Buckingham is their quarterback who's replaced their injured Malik Sims, so he's done a great job. They have great running backs in Anthony McLean and Antoine Turner. So I look for Palo Duro to kind of get on track here. Borger has given up a lot of points, but they are playing up. So watch out in 1-3A. No disrespect against a 1-4 record.
And they still have Butler. I mean, they still have a good running attack themselves.
Yeah, both those guys are great.
Yeah, so here we go, Borger PD. It's our game of the week, and it should be a good one. We expect maybe some ground and pound in that one. It might be ending quickly out of Dick Bivens on Friday.
And ground and pound with the way the passing teams are around here is something unique to see now.
And then let's go back to Tascosa. They've actually been in district play for a while. Heartbreaking loss in their last district game. They've had a week to think about it. Now they go down. They get a game against Permian. We've talked about it a million times, Ken Plunk's ties to Odessa Permian. But put all that aside, you have to feel like, and at least I do, this is Tascosa's best chance early on to get that district win and kind of just erase things and move forward.
No, that's a great point. They need a win, just regardless if it's ugly, if it's by 40, if it's a last-second field goal. Know that Plunkster, I like to call him Plunkster, Ken Plunk, he was on Friday Night Lights, like you just mentioned, so he made some cash off Mojo land. But these, I'm your dad now, but so these aren't the Mojos of my era. This is nothing to fear for Tascosa. They have their running game. The option offense is in place. So I look for Tascosa to be hungry for a win. They're desperate in this situation, and they've got to get a W here. They have Jacob Biggers and Tucker Davidson are their 1-2 punch at quarterback. So look for good things. I mean, they need some momentum, Jacob, because they went 1-9 last year, and here they sit at 1-3. So any way to get a win, go do it.
And they had a chance in that last one. Penalties, turnovers, those are 2 things that a bye week can help cure
they outplayed Abilene High, even though they lost Midland High, even though they lost that game.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can get it done against Permian. Now, the other thing with all the bye weeks, we wanted to take a minute, step back, and pay a little tribute here is to some of our area quarterbacks. And really, this year, we knew we had some good ones, but this has been unbelievable with some of the passers up here in the Panhandle. And, this is as gifted a class of quarterbacks, I think, as we probably ever had up here.
I mean, you go all over the Panhandle and find guys. Let's start up in Booker, Hunter Lyle. He's already set the all-time Panhandle passing record with more than 7,000 yards. He's got like 1,200 yards and 9 TDs this year. One of your favorites is Tyler Hall at Panhandle. He's over 1,000 yards, Jacob. You've got Canadians Ben Arbuckle. I saw him last week, along with Bushland's Taylor Cornelius. Both those guys are over 1,000. Throw in Tuya's John Martinez. We've talked a lot about Tuya, and they're on a rise because of that. And then Hereford's Dane Lowry has done a great job, too. So there's just 6 guys off the top of my head who are over 1,000 yards. And that used to be a benchmark for a season sometimes.
And we understand the system's changing now. There's more passing, but to watch how often these kids throw it, how accurately, and there's not a lot of turnovers. That's the other half of it.
Yes.
And these guys are taking care of the ball and leading some of the elite offenses from the area. And don't forget, too, the quarterback down in Canyon, they're undefeated, and he's not going to air it out as much, but he can do a little bit more on the ground. He's got that leadership, and his Eagles are undefeated. They actually do play. They took another early bye out of 3-4A. They play Monahans at a neutral site game, but it's up and down the board. I mean, there's great quarterbacks in just about every game we'll see this year.
It's just really impressive to see now. You see them at a college level, like when I was in high school. These guys are so sophisticated. the Arbuckle and Cornelius played against each other. I was up in Canadian last Friday, Jacob, and the over and under was 95 passes in that game. Okay,
we got under because of
that used to be a career for some guys, 95 tosses. So
That's insane. Well, keep an eye out for the quarterbacks this week. Of course, you can check everything out, pigskinreview.com, News Channel 10 wrapup.com. They'll have all the post-game on Saturday morning with the games. We'll have it Friday night, highlights, scores, couple interviews for you. We've got you covered in the high school football world. It's almost crunch time. District play really ramps up next week. That's when things get very interesting. We're excited about it. We'll see you then as always. Thanks for watching this week. Week 5, it's coming up. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you this weekend. We'll see you next week, too.